Into law, the COVID relief bill known as the American Rescue Plan, the sweeping $1.9 trillion package that will include cash payouts to many Americans. Let's take you right now to the Oval Office.
Our Republican friends have made it clear, the people out there, made it clear they strongly support the American Rescue Plan. Yesterday, with the final passage of the plan in the House of Representatives, their voices were heard and reflected in everything we have in this bill. And I believe this is, and most people I think do as well, this historic legislation is about rebuilding the backbone of this country and giving people in this nation, working people, middle-class folks, people who built the country, a fighting chance. That's what the essence of it is. And I'm going to have a lot more to say about that tonight and the next couple of days and be able to take your questions. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is sign this bill and make the presentation tonight, and then there's going to be plenty of opportunities. We're going to be on the road not only talking about what I'm talking about tonight is the impact on the virus and how we're going to end this pandemic. And we're going to talk all the elements of the bill beginning on Friday, Saturday, and through the week. So thank you for being here. Got it. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys.
And as you see, despite the best efforts of the pool reporters, the president not taking questions, but saying he will have plenty to say about what he just signed into law when he speaks to the nation later tonight. Let me go to Chief White House correspondent Kristen Welker, who has more for us. Kristen?
Well, Lester, we know that this signing took place earlier than was initially expected. The White House saying that they were expecting to get the bill today. It actually arrived here last night, and so this event was pushed up a bit. There is going to be a ceremonial signing tomorrow, possibly in the Rose Garden, and we're told that the president will be joined by Democratic leaders, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, as well as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, those top Democrats who helped to push this legislation through. And that's the backdrop against which the president is going to deliver his first primetime address this evening. And I am told that he is going to talk about where the country has been over this past year, where it is right now, and the path forward. So he's going to try to strike a balance between being somber, but also looking forward and offering a ray of light about what lies ahead. In terms of what lies ahead, you heard the president there talk about the fact that he will be hitting the road to talk about the elements, what is in that sweeping nearly $2 trillion COVID relief package. He's going to be going to Pennsylvania and Georgia with the vice president a little bit later on next week. But the question becomes, can he fulfill that promise of trying to unify this country? That was a key campaign promise, Lester, as you know, and this piece of legislation passed without any Republican support. Republican lawmakers saying that the price tag was too high, that the legislation was not targeted enough, and that ultimately it would only add to the deficit. So the question becomes, how does President Biden move forward and try to fulfill that promise of bipartisanship? What legislation will he aim to take up next? We'll look to see if we get any answers about that when he addresses the nation a little bit later on this evening. Lester?
All right, Kristen Welker, thanks. Let's go to Chief Washington correspondent Andrea Mitchell. And on Kristen's point that this was a partisan vote, is that the roadmap of the way business will be done, future legislation during this period?
Not necessarily. They were clearly going to try to reach out again to Republicans, but I think that this certainly shows, and we're told that it shows that he believes that there is such strong support, more than 70% support for what is in this package around the country, and from Republican mayors and even some governors, other local officials, that he thinks it really is bipartisan. That's what they're pointing to. And also, when he talks about rebuilding the backbone of America, Lester, that's really core to Joe Biden's belief about this. The president really believes that he needs to target this to working and middle class people. It is so different than the tax bill that was also completely partisan, the first measure that Donald Trump passed when he became president. And this is almost the same amount, just about the same amount, $2 trillion, but that helped higher earning people. He believes that the future of the economy is to rebuild it from the bottom up, and that's exactly what he's doing and what he's going to be selling around the country, Lester.
All right, Andrea Mitchell, thank you. And so President Joe Biden's landmark American Rescue Plan becomes the law of the land. I'll see you a bit later on NBC Nightly News and again at 8 Eastern Time for the president's address to the nation. And then join me and Savannah Guthrie at 10 for a Dateline special, COVID 1 year later, life after lockdown. For now, I'm Lester Holt in Washington. Good day, everyone.